Hi everyone. Well, I want to introduce you to a good friend of mine, Jason Westerfield. He has shared in a previous video clip on miracles, but today he's going to be sharing on transport in the Spirit and translation in the Spirit, sharing some of his own personal experience in this, because it's an acceleration. As we're entering into the glory, we're having more of these situations. In fact, I had an experience just this last week while I was on an airplane. I had a very supernatural encounter where I was transported in my body. In fact, the whole plane in this record time. It was like it defied time, and I know it was the Spirit of God doing it. It was involved. But here's Jason, transporting and translating in the Spirit.
The Lord is doing a lot of translations and transportations in the Spirit. These are a lot of fun. We can have those today. The thing that I really like that's a lot of fun is the transportations. When the transportations, which we were talking about where your body goes to, those are a lot of fun. I really don't know how to describe it except for it feels like a light fluffy cloud. And as I missed my flight, I had to tell these people, unfortunately, I'm going to be late. And I waited in the lobby. And as I waited in the lobby for a few hours, I just began to pray. And as I began to pray, right there in time and waited upon Him, I just felt His presence start to overcome me. And I said, Lord, would you please just begin to show me things in Maine? Now, up until this point, I'd never been to Maine. I didn't even know what Maine looked like. I said, God, would you begin to show me places in Maine? And what had happened is right there in JetBlue Airlines terminal, the Spirit of the Lord began to lift me up, and I began to travel in the Spirit over other states, and I began to go into Maine. I went up to the upper right-hand side of Maine, over by the ocean, and I saw different geographical spots that I'd never seen before. It was fun. I was just kind of flying with the Lord.
Look, up in the sky, it's a bird. It's a plane.
We are spirit that we live in a natural body, so just like we can encounter the earth, we can encounter the spirit realm, and this has always been normal to God. It's just becoming more normal to us.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive.
And what's interesting is when I came out of this experience, I was right back there in JetBlue. And all of a sudden a feather materialized right in this realm, right next to me. And the people that were looking at me turned, and people saw it, and they're like, oh my gosh. I just looked at them and went like this. I said,
my name's Forrest Gump. People call me Forrest Gump.
And then I just got on my plane. And when I went there, a couple ladies came to pick me up from the airport. We got my luggage, and they said, unfortunately, it looks like we're not going to be able to make the meeting tonight because we're not going to be able to get there in time. I said, no. The Lord spoke to me and said that we would be there right in time when worship ends to be able to speak, because I was the lead-off speaker that night. And they said, no, there's no way possible that we can get there in time. You don't understand. And they said it took them around an hour, in between 20 and an hour and 30 minutes to come pick me up. And they were going about 85 to 90 miles an hour. But then because I'm in the car and I'm the speaker, they're not going to want to go that fast back. So on the way back, they were only going about 65 miles an hour. And so all of a sudden, the light, fluffy glory cloud is what I call it, came around. I could start seeing angels on both sides of the car and the glittery glory all around. And this lightness came on. And the Lord said, now I'm going to do it. Tell them what's going on. So as I began to articulate and tell them what I was seeing around with the glory cloud and with the angelic host, and the next thing that happened, the girl in the back seat went into her first open-eyed vision ever. She said, "Oh my God!" And as she's looking forward, heaven opens up, not in the inside in an imagination or a pictorial vision or a moving vision, but outside it opened up, and right in front of her, she saw this huge key come down. That was the keys of the kingdom and regional authority over that place. And the driver in the front seat started to get downloads from God on this wisdom and revelation of what he was about and doing.
And now we're pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
And the next thing you know, we were just caught up in this, and we were all so amazed. We were pulling into the church. And when we pulled into the church, we looked at the time, like, oh my God, God did it. We weren't even thinking about it, and He just transported us there. And so that was really quite amazing.